Get out! Get out! Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia and in today's clip we are reviewing, you've seen the title, the thumbnail, let's be honest. It's 2021, we all check that first and then the video. So I got the Wild Huda Beauty palette. I could not resist, I couldn't help myself not to buy it. If you've been around my channel, you know I have quite of obsession with Huda. It's quite funny because the only palette I own is like the Obsessions palette, like the tiny ones, and I'm just like, yeah, I really am obsessed. I see what's the deal with the name. So yeah, I got the Wild Jaguar palette just because I realized I went in the weekend out and about for like a weekend getaway, and I realized that's a fly. What the? I realized I did not have any kind of like compact small palette that has a black shade. Am I gonna be like, I'm not a liar, okay? I did not get this palette. Come on, do you mind? Where have you been? Like, I filmed 5 clips and you just decide right now to come around. So it's not only because of the black shade, like the black shade is like the least kind of reasoning behind it. However, I like the feel to it. It's kind of like a palette that will surely allow you to make a smoky eye. So let's open it together, because that's why I'm trying to kind of like keep it like this, because I have a ring light in front of me and this packaging is quite reflective. This is the only thing that I'm not impressed, never ever about Huda, is the palette. Like the packaging is quite like eh. It could be cardboard, this is plastic, this is wasteful, but yeah. So this is the actual palette, and I'm not quite sure if you can see it on camera, but it's kind of like that camouflagey pattern where you move it like crazy and it changes the pattern. I hope it shows on the camera, but it's so cool. It reminds me of my childhood because we used to have these kind of like thingies, like just from, I don't know, collectible stickers and shit like that, and we would always get some of them like this, and I remember I was like, oh. So I'm like this, same with the palette. I didn't even know it has this feature. I only got it because of the inside. Oh my god, look at it, it looks stunning. This is perfect for a smoky eye, and that's the reason why I bought it. I really want, like seriously, on a real note, I really want to take a break from buying stuff. I bought so much stuff lately to a point where I think I'm gonna try to switch a bit of content up and not just only do reviews, because it's not sustainable for my pocket. Gonna be honest about that. But this one, I feel it was such a kind of buy me, just because, like I said, when I went in the weekend on the getaway, I realized I don't have a black smoky small palette that has amazing shimmers. Yeah, I think that they might be amazing, but anyways, we're gonna find out together if the shimmers are as good as the ones in the Obsession palette, the Gold Obsession, sorry. So let's retake. So we're gonna find out today if it's as good as the Gold Obsession palette and the Rose Pastels palette, because those are the 2 ones I own myself and they did not disappoint me on a shimmer level. Shimmers are the things that I feel are worth the money in any palette from Huda Beauty. I think that's the case, because so far, if this is gonna have a yes from me, I assume it's gonna be the same formula in every single palette when it comes to shimmers, at least the new ones. So yeah, without further ado, let's do a smoky eye. Let's do a smoky eye, like a dark, smoky, colorful, shimmery, but dark, but colorful, but dark, colorful, shimmery. Yeah, I'm excited. I actually forgot to tell you that I'm gonna swatch every single shade, and if you wonder why I look like this, I'm priming my eyes with a P. Louise base. This is my favorite base ever. And obviously I'm gonna prime with it because seriously, small talk, if you expect shadow to perform as well without a primer, I'm sorry, but you might be disappointed, because this allows it to grip and have a big payoff compared to if you don't use anything. And concealer, trust me, I used to be that person who'd be like, I think concealer is enough, I think it does the trick. It doesn't. It is not. The P. base hits different. So yeah, that's my recommendation. I did not even bother buying another priming base for the eyes ever, just because I love that one so much. So obviously I'm gonna ditch this mirror because we have a mirror in this beautiful palette. I love that. Obviously it's such a handy. I actually got the gold palette on the trip because this did not arrive in time, and the mirror is perfect. It literally does the trick. So I always like to start with like just a chilled down kind of color. So I think I'm gonna go with this shade here, because it looks really interesting. It looks like a mauvey gray, but like mauvey matte color. Yeah, it's definitely gray, but it looks mauvey into the actual pan for some reason. And because I realized I'm not that close to you, I got closer, so fingers crossed you can see better in what I'm doing now. But yeah, I put that shadow and it's really nice. It's definitely not that pigmented. I feel like the pigment does wear off, so you need to kind of like go back and forth. That's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just you have to work with it more. So yeah, you see here, you need to apply, blend, so you can have a seamless blend. Interesting. So I didn't have water for the whole thing. I think it's coming back now. That's why you might hear like whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, I didn't blend it out well here, but we're gonna rectify that. Trust me, sometimes even if it doesn't turn out from the first thing, from the first try, you can still blend it out or hide it. This time we have to hide it. Right, so it's a nice shade. It's just, like I said, you need to work with it a bit. Now I think I'm gonna go with the black. I think I'm gonna try to go with the black. Let's go with the black. Shall we go with the black? I want to do a smoky eye, so let's go with the black. So I'm taking this itty bitty tidy. I always say tidy instead of a tiny brush. Jesus Christ, it's not the first time I'm saying that on a camera. But yeah, I'm gonna go into the black. Scary. Okay, it did not pick that much. I mean, it did. You see? It did. Yeah, let's go. No. Apply it at the end. So I applied the black, and I must say it's a nice black. Okay, it's more than enough. However, I discovered the black from Jeffree Star at the Alien palette, and I don't think I will ever look at a black the way I look at that one. I mean, it's a limited edition. That's the worst part, because that palette was limited edition apparently, and you can't find it anymore. And the purest, blackest shade is that one. This is still black, but as you can see, when you blend it out, it turns into a bit of a gray. So you need to go back and forth. It was the same drill with the one from Jeffree, obviously. I think it's the same drill with every single shade, but I feel that one is more like less work, for the reason being that it's super black in the punch. Yeah, I mean, seriously, it does serve the purpose I want it whenever I go somewhere again, just to have a smoky black eyeshadow with me. It's a bit messy now, not gonna lie, but I mean, seriously, black smoky eyes is meant to be messy, at least in my opinion. I think that's the most like grungiest, lovely way. Yeah, I just like it. It's not just an excuse for the fact that I'm not patient to make it perfect. I just like it that way, messy, like myself. But yeah, no, it's nice. It's just like I said, it's not as black as that one. It's never gonna be as black as that one. Something that I always struggle, as you can see, is my under eye area. It always creases no matter how much I set it, but for some reason when I set it with eyeshadow, it does the trick. So I'm gonna take this light shade just to do that. I can't stand it anymore. Yeah, I don't know what's the truth with that, but yeah. Okay, so this is quite pigmented. It does have a bit of a pigment, but it's still like of a light shade. I think it's quite useless from my perspective, if you especially don't do something like this, like myself. I guess it's good if you want to set the base with it, but personally I don't do that, so it's quite useless. Yeah. I feel like if you're light skin tone, you can use it as setting powder, I swear to God. But yeah, obviously we have a brown shade, but I don't think I'm gonna get into it because it's not gonna go with my vibes. So let's go with the glitters. Glitters. I think I'm gonna go with this one, which is a gray glitter, and I've seen it on the internet and it looked stunning. So taking a flat brush, let's go. Wow, wonderful. Do you see it? It's like gunmetal gray, which is the best gray in my opinion, like shimmery gray. I'm not screaming at this point because check the rest of the clips with me testing Huda, and you know I've done my first shot of screaming in those ones. And now I know what to expect, that these are wonderful shimmers. This is not as glittery. I mean, it's not packing a punch, but I really like that because it's perfect for the kind of smoky eye I would like to go. It's just like grungy, dark, still sparkly, but not too sparkly. I think it's perfect. Yeah, I love it. I really do. So I want to go now with this shade, which looks quite similar to this one, right? But I don't think it's not. I don't think it's not. I don't think it is. I think it could be potentially like gold? I don't know. Let's find out. No, it's black. It's shimmery black. What? Yeah. What in the actual hell? Do you see it's like black with glitter? But I don't know if you can see. Let me show you. Yeah, you can kind of see it on this one. It does have some gold into it. So I'm confused, how does that turn into black? And even the shimmers are not gold, are silver. What the hell? Wow. Yeah, I love it. True, next to the gunmetal kind of gray shade, I think it's pointless. As you can see, they kind of like mesh into one another. But that's an interesting like shade if you want black shade with just shimmer in it. You have that in the palette. Okay, let's try this middle one because it looks like stunning. It looks gorgeous. I mean, let me wait 1 second. Yeah, it has glitter. Yeah, so it has, do you see, it has golden specks into it, the one that it's more on the black side, and this is the gunmetal one. Yeah, I think I forgot to change the brushes, did I? Yeah, maybe that's why they meshed together. I'm stupid sometimes. I don't even remember if I changed the brush. Do you believe me? Like, I don't remember. But anyway, the shimmer payoff really pays off. So that's the upside things. Like, that's what I always expect now from Huda Beauty's eyeshadow palettes. So let me just get this time another brush, a clean one, and dive into this purpley, beautiful 3D shade. Oh my god, this looks like a dragon skin. Okay. Oh, this serves like a nice topper. Obviously you can't properly see it because I have a lot of dark shades, but do you see it has now a flex to purple? That's actually really nice. So what I think I'm gonna do is finish off my eyes with some kohl eyeliner. I think I'm gonna go with an eyeliner too. Like, I think I'm gonna go extra the mile. But this is how far the eyeshadow looks like, and I'm gonna come back with some final thoughts about it. And the swatches, obviously the most important part. Right, so I finished my face and let's jump into the swatches because seriously, I even forgot I need to do them. But we're gonna swatch this guy. And I'm gonna start with the first row. Oh my god. I'm rushing a bit, so excuse me for that, but this is the first row. It looks stunning. I'm gonna 1, 2, 3. Wow! Super glide on, I love it. Jumping into the second row. Wow, that middle shade is like mesmerizing, do you see it? So this is the brown. It's quite nice. It's really pigmented. I feel this one swatch is much better than the other ones from Huda, which is not necessarily to say like the rest are not nice, because they are. But yeah, it's just interesting because on the gold and pastels, I felt like the swatches really are bad, and you might feel like the palette is going to be bad, but it's not. And the third row is this one, and I'm gonna jump right into it. Yeah, the black is not that pigmented. I mean, I'm gonna discuss more with you right now in the outro what I feel about the black, really. Yeah, these are the swatches. Right, so by the time I'm taking off, let's start the outro, shall we? So I feel this palette is not necessarily as punch glittery as the gold and pastel. I feel the gold is the most like glittery out there, while pastels is like in between, while this one is definitely more on like shimmery rather than glittery side. The middle one is very, very shimmery, but the rest I feel they are more like, they have shimmer, but they're more subtle. But I guess that's because this is a smoky eye. We don't want necessarily that much like light, we want darkness. The only downside to this palette I feel is the black shade. You can see mine kind of looks gray. Here in the crease, it's actually the black blended out. It's a bit of a huge disappointment, not gonna lie, because I wished it was a tad bit more pigmented. I'm not necessarily extremely mad, just because like I said, I wanted something like this that is travel friendly, and I don't need to get like pack like the Alien palette from Jeffree Star. Like that's huge, that's the best black I've ever came across, but it's huge, and I'm not gonna be that crazy person who depots it. Like seriously, I paid so much money on that packaging. I'm not gonna destroy it just so I can have it in a Z palette. I know some people did that with most of Jeffree's eyeshadows, but I'm not that person. I'm sorry. I would rather just not use it home. So yeah, that's why I wanted this palette so much, just for that sake. So it will serve me well when I go somewhere, and I can make it, for example, underneath I actually have an eyeliner which is from Kylie Skin. Why I always say Kylie Skin? Kylie Cosmetics. And I put on top the black shade just because the eyeliner was not that great. I'll have a review on it, but check it out for more details. So yeah, you can definitely get like a black liner and still make it work. Or maybe a black base, which I do have from P. Louise. I might try that in another clip with this particular palette. But I personally am still happy with it. If you just want it and expect the black to be extremely black, then don't buy it. You're gonna be disappointed. I am a tad bit disappointed, like I said, but I went with the idea that I want this palette for traveling purposes, and on that note, it's gonna serve me well. I don't like overpacking stuff, so that's why I'm still gonna be happy with a black which is not like peach black. So yeah, I still think the shimmers are great. The only reason I did not scream or like be like, oh my god, is because I'm already kind of like getting used to the fact that these are the shimmer formula on Huda's side. I really love them. They are very sparkly, very glittery. Like I said, these ones are still very, very sparkly, but they're not like that intense. Maybe also because they are like on the darker side. So yeah, overall, I recommend this palette again for the shimmers. that's the drill I'm sensing with Huda. I'm not necessarily impressed that much with the mattes. Pastels, rose palette was the only one that impressed me on the mattes, but that's it. Like mattes, I feel they are still average when it comes to Huda Beauty, but the shimmers make the palettes worth it. I can get over the mattes because the shimmers, I think they really are the party leader in a look. So yeah, without further ado, I really hope in some way, shape or form this palette helped you out, whether you're gonna buy it or not. Let me know in the comments down below if you do mind the black is not that pitch black. Sometimes, I mean, as a beginner, you might enjoy it more this way. As a beginner, I remember I used to prefer blacks that are chilled down. So if you are into smoky eye as like a beginner, I think you should grab this one because it's gonna be easier. I talked way too much today. It's easier to maneuver a slightly chilled down black rather than a pitch black. Even I struggle with the Alien palette, like the Alien palette from Jeffree Star, the black shade, Black Hole it's called. I still struggle with that black because it's way too pitch black, but it's gorgeous. So if that scares you, actually it could be a positive that it's not that too intense. So yeah, let me know how you feel about me explaining to you how the black is. I'm very curious if you prefer this kind of a black or a pitch black. So yeah, leave them down below, the answers, and I will see you hopefully into the next video. Bye.